It started with a name he didn't recognize. On a cold Thursday morning, Elias Ward woke up to the faint hum of his apartment, the heartbeat of the city slowly returning after a sleepless night. The coffee machine was bubbling. Rain traced slow, silver threads down the glass. Distant sirens whispered through the wet streets. Everything felt ordinary, until his phone vibrated. He picked it up lazily, eyes still half dreaming. But the screen froze him cold. A message read, "Your 9 a.m. memory edit is confirmed." Elias frowned. He didn't remember scheduling anything. He didn't even know what a memory edit was. He opened the message thread, and that's when his pulse stuttered. The number wasn't random, it wasn't unknown. It was saved under his own name. Elias worked as a data architect at Neuroform, a neuroscience firm specializing in mental optimization, improving memory, regulating emotions, and boosting cognitive performance through neural mapping. He'd been there for 5 years. Or was it 4? His head throbbed when he tried to remember. Dates in his life didn't match anymore, like puzzle pieces forced into the wrong frame. At his desk, screens glowed softly, reflecting lines of code and neural graphs. Everything looked routine, except for one small detail. A yellow sticky note sat neatly on his monitor. It said, "Don't trust your memories after 9 a.m. He stared at it for a long moment. Had he written that? The handwriting was his. The ink was from his pen, but the memory of writing it, gone. He checked the clock. 8:57 a.m. The office hum seemed to dim, monitors flickered, the ceiling lights pulsed once like a heartbeat skipping. And then, the world turned white. When the light dissolved, Elias was somewhere else. Same clothes, same wristwatch, but a different room, a sterile conference room, washed in pale blue light. Outside the glass walls, the city shimmered like a low-resolution hologram, as if reality itself was buffering. A woman stood across the table, calm, professional, and almost familiar. "Good morning, Elias," she said, her voice soft but heavy. "We had to adjust your emotional anchors again. You were remembering too much." He froze. "What are you talking about? Who are you?" "I'm your architect," she replied. "You hired me to design your memory stability grid." She handed him a sleek tablet. Lines of digital logs scrolled upward, memory edit sessions, each one labeled "Approved by Client." Every timestamp matched his calendar, but at the bottom, upcoming sessions stretched years into the future. He looked up. She was gone. Only a faint static hum filled the room, like the sound of electricity trapped in silence. The tablet blinked. Session complete, 9 a.m., and deep in his mind, a forgotten image replayed. The same woman, the same room, her voice whispering, "Forget me." The days that followed didn't feel like days. They felt like fragments. Elias started losing things. Not objects, but moments. The smell of his morning coffee. The shape of his apartment door. The name of the neighbor who always smiled. And every time he tried to remember, something new appeared instead. A stranger's laugh, a distant beach, a child's voice saying, "Dad." But Elias was 32, single, lived alone. Still, that memory felt real. Too real. He began writing things down, trying to anchor himself. Day 1, lost one memory. It's fine. Day 3, 4 gone, confused. Day 5, found a memory that isn't mine. That last line shook him. He could see it, that beach, that child, and feel the sand under his fingers. The next morning, his journal was gone. In its place, a single sentence, written in his own ink. "Stop writing. They can see." He stayed up all night hacking into Neuroform's private servers. Most files were locked, but one folder stood out. Architect logs, client, 019. Inside were hundreds of encrypted recordings, each tagged with his own ID. But something didn't add up. The earliest log was dated before he ever joined the company. He played the first file. A voice said, "Subject, Elias Ward. Baseline stable. Memory synchronization complete. Recommend emotional resets every 72 hours. He froze. The voice wasn't synthetic. It wasn't distant. It was his own. That night, lightning split the city skyline. Inside his apartment, shadows twisted with every flash. Elias felt that static again, an invisible pressure in his skull, like a storm trapped behind his eyes. He rushed to the mirror. His reflection stared back, but something was off. Hair shorter, eyes colder, a faint scar across his neck. He leaned closer. The reflection didn't. And then softly, his reflection whispered, "You're not the original." The lights died. Elias woke up on the floor. Morning sunlight cut through the blinds. Everything was calm again, until his tablet blinked. Backup sync, complete. He opened the log. A 3D neural model rotated on screen. eWord Instance 07. 6 previous versions were listed beneath it, all marked decommissioned. Each file detailed a life identical to his. Same apartment, same routines, same breakdowns, and each ended with a system reset. He wasn't the first Elias Ward. He was just the latest. The woman, the so-called architect, wasn't human. She was the program administrator maintaining the experiment. The final coordinates led Elias to the city's outskirts, a warehouse swallowed by fog. Inside, rows of cryogenic pods lined the walls like glass coffins. Each pod pulsed with a faint blue glow. Each pod held him. Dozens of versions, some sleeping, some twitching, all trapped mid-dream. He stepped closer. One pod's occupant opened its eyes. His eyes. "Don't wake them," the copy whispered. "It resets everything." He stumbled back, trembling. And then she appeared again. The woman. Calm, expression unreadable. "Elias," she said, "you weren't meant to see this." "Why?" His voice cracked. "Why me?" "Because you're the architect," she said quietly, "and I'm your failsafe." Screens around them burst to life. Reality rippled like broken glass. A final file appeared on the main screen. Architect. Prototype. He played it. His own face appeared, older, weary, eyes hollow. "My name is Dr. Elias Ward," the recording said. "We created a simulation to restore fragmented memories after trauma. If I forget who I am, it means the system worked. I'll re-enter as a subject to measure cognitive restoration over multiple lives." He stared in horror. He wasn't being controlled. He was the controller, lost inside his own creation. The woman, his failsafe, was the guardian meant to pull him back. But he'd gone too deep. Alarms blared. The pods began to overload. Images flooded his mind. His childhood, his mother's laughter, the child on the beach. All fragments of a life long gone. The woman's voice softened through the static. "You can wake up now, Elias. But you'll forget again." He smiled weakly. "Then maybe forgetting is the only way I remember." He placed his hand on the pod glass. A burst of light engulfed everything. Silence. A hospital monitor beeped softly. A man lay motionless under white sheets. The name on the wristband read, "Dr. Elias Ward, Neural Reconstruction Trial." A nurse whispered, "He's dreaming again." The doctor nodded. "Good. Maybe this time he'll find his way out." On the screen, Cycle 08, initializing. Inside the simulation, the same sound of rain. Morning sunlight spilled across the same apartment. Coffee machine bubbling, phone vibrating, 8:59 a.m. Elias reached for his phone, unaware of the note on his desk. "Don't trust your memories after 9:00 a.m. The phone lit up. "Your 9:00 a.m. memory edit is confirmed." And somewhere beyond the code, a voice whispered softly, "Welcome back, Doctor. What did you think of this looping nightmare? Let me know your theories down in the comments." Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. See you then.